One, first I want to say all praises and glory be unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone with rule well and have taught us knowledge. Honors and salutations to you fellow laborers doing the work week in and week out. Shalom to the few Akwab that believe as well. This is Brother Hardab come back at you with another lesson. This is based upon you know the amount of money that the men of Israel are worth in this society and how Esau capitalized on imprisoning many of the men of Israel, and it's all due to uh, uh, you know cause Esau to get richer, which of course one of his blessings is to enjoy the fatness of the earth. So it all goes hand in hand, as far as you being incarcerated and the amount of money you're worth when you're incarcerated, how it ties into the economy and how you uh, you know basically are cheap slave labor when you're incarcerated. So this is from the ForbesList.com. It says Black Americans earn 30% less than white Americans, while black households have just 1/8 wealth of white household. So right now, you're at a disadvantage financially. All right, you're at a total disadvantage because they get the better jobs than you do. Than we as a people, because this is their society, this is their world. All right, and it's set up for them to succeed. That's why when you Jakes talk about uh, economic growth and stability, well, first and foremost, it was not meant for us to have economic stability and economic growth in America because we're under these curses. All right, it says the economic status of Black Americans remains far behind their white counterparts in terms of income, net worth, home ownership, stock ownership, business business entrepreneurship, and other metrics, according to a new report from research and consulting firm McKinsey Global Institute. And by the way, this was done December 10th, 2021. So closed in on almost a year ago. I would say about 9 months to a year. Sorry, 9, 10 months ago. This study was done by Forbes. So it's pretty on point. It says black workers in the U.S. earn on average 30% or $10,000 less than white workers, McKinsey found. Nearly half of black workers are employed in the healthcare, retail, accommodation, and food service industries, with the vast majority in lower paying service roles instead of professional or managerial roles. Yeah, it's by design. Hey, they own the corporations, they own those big jobs, or professional or managerial jobs. Like I said, this is their world. All right. Now it was something I wanted to scroll down to. It says entrepreneurs on average learn. Sorry, black entrepreneurs on average launch their businesses with 35,000 in startup capital and loans, versus an average of 107. I'm sorry, thousand for white entrepreneurs. Wait me 1 second. My nose irritate me. I gotta blow my nose. Bear me 1 second. All right, Shalaki, I'm back. Now, it says the median black household has a net worth of about 24,000, or about 1/8 the figure of 188,000 for white households. So this is the median net worth. All right, the median net worth of Jake houses versus Esau, Edomite houses. So you're at a disadvantage. All right, let's go real quick. I want to go to the scriptures. We'll go to Deuteronomy 28 chapter. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 15. It says, "But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee." So, one of the curses, all right, let's get a couple. Let's go to verse 17. It says, Curse shall be thy basket and thy store. Yeah, Jake really don't own anything. When Jake did own things, it was destroyed. And then on top of that, well, you had Black Wall Street, and that was destroyed. That was the highest, as far as economic growth that Jake had here in Babylon, and it was destroyed. Okay, and Jake have never recovered. All right, to that metric. All right, or to that height again. All right, and it's because we're under these curses as a people. All right, all you so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, even the Latin tribes, when they go, when those Latin tribe Jakes, they get storehouses, they usually crash as well, or they have to put in money to try and keep them going for so long. I see them open; they still open for a number of maybe a few years or so. Then it starts switching hands, you know. So I've seen that. All right. This is verse 43. It says, "The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low." In this world, we're on the bottom. This is not our world. We're on the bottom of society, and it shows every day. All right, when you go out, into the workforce, when you look at how even the rest of the heathen nations outside of Esau are able to come over to Babylon and prosper and get above Jake. All right. Verse 44, it says, "He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail." It says, "Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and the statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever." So, these curses will be upon us for a long time. All right. And the only way you're going to get off of us is by the Heavenly Father, liberating us through his son Yahweh Shai by way of the chariots. And that's the moment we're going to be liberated from this place. But we have to endure. Those of us that believe in Yahweh Shai, we have to endure it to the end, because we have to go through Jacob's time of trouble and all that. So we're not going to be free from these curses until we're delivered. Lord willing, we endure to the end. But getting back to the lesson, this is a list of how much you are worth per state. Oh, let's go back up. I went too far. Not this one, Shalaki. This is a list of what you're worth in each of the 50 states. When I found out that the bigger or the most, how you say it, the states that has the biggest economic markets, all right, they basically have the higher per inmate costs. All right, or I should say, inmate worth. It says for Alaska, you worth 52,000. California 64,000. Connecticut 62,000. See, keep going down. Find some pretty high ones. In Illinois, you're worth 33,000. Iowa 37. Maryland 44,000. Massachusetts 55,000. Michigan 35,000. Minnesota 41,000. Montana 33,000. New Jersey 61,000. New York 69,000. Oregon 44,000. Pennsylvania 42,000. Rhode Island 58,000. Vermont 57,000. Washington 37,000. Wisconsin 38,000. So just highlighting the larger ones, right? So this is what you're worth, all right? Now, when you look at the fact that on average, Jake bring home, matter of fact, it was the last window I had open. Jake bring home roughly 24,000. That was the median average for, a so-called Israelite family in America. You're worth 25,000, and those bigger economic market states, is heavily populated with Jake because we're the majority in population anyway. You're worth more. All right, because if you're worth 24,000 out here just working a normal job, versus being incarcerated, you're making 30 something, 40 something, 50 something, 60 something, almost 70,000 a year for you being locked away. I mean, that show you that you're worth more behind bars than you out here in the so-called free world. All right, now this is from Unspeakable Crimes. It says 18 surprising products made by prisoners, and it's a list, right? So I want to scroll down. It says Christmas toys. Oh, Slack it. Christmas toys. Let me see. Christmas toys. Let me get rid of this advertisement. IKEA furniture. Military equipment. Artisanal cheese. Lingerie. And you see Victoria's Secret. All right. Excuse me. Excuse me. Let's keep going. McDonald's uniforms. Books for the blind. Baseball caps. They even have Ralph Lauren. Canoes. Knickknacks. Like pottery. Like blue jeans. Wild horse training. Call center staffing. I'm just going down this list. Park furniture. So you go to the parks, the benches and, swing sets probably. Everything. The picnic tables probably made by a prisoner. Starbucks coffee packages. Oh, you work for Magic Johnson, by the way. Circuit boards for computers. It says including IBM, Dell, and Texas Instruments. Oh, that goes into the classroom. From business world to the classroom. So, hey, Patriot missiles. So you have prisoners that create Patriot missiles. You working for the military industrial complex as well. Car parts. So these are the things that you're making when you go into these prison houses. Okay. And Esau knows it. That's why he always lock you up. Most Jakes are locked up for petty offenses, and they get, you know, what was it like, 4 or 5 times? Excuse me, the sentence than a so-called white person when he's convicted. And it's because why? He's getting that free cheap labor off you. The 13th Amendment. All right, the 13th Amendment, which says that they can make you a slave legally by you committing a crime. All right, jaywalking is a crime. Disturbing the peace is a crime. And of course, the bigger the charge, they're gonna try and make that stick to you. You know. I myself went through it. So this is Isaiah 42 and verse 22. It says, "But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses." Yeah, because you're worth more in the prison house. Esau profits big off you being in the prison house. That's the reason why he locked you up. So when you Jakes out there continue to do the same shit that Esau want to lock you up for, like selling drugs, which is going into witchcraft, and that makes Esau day, because why? He's going to get richer and richer off you. You're benefiting his pockets. Remember, Genesis 27 chapter, roughly 39th through the 41st verse, says that what? That he going to enjoy the fatness of the earth. All right, when he was looking to be blessed by Isaac, Isaac said, "By his sword shall he live." And he's going to enjoy the fatness of the earth from the dew of heaven above. So, and he's enjoying that fatness of the earth. So much so that he's in power, and he have all the riches in the world. Begin with the elites, the central banking family, that whole conglomerate of wealthy individuals, as far as being the top of Esau's, elites. They're the wealthiest, all those Jewish central bankers. They control that money. They're the ones that set up this prison system, so they can lock you up. It says, "But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none deliver it. For a spoil, and none saith restore." Nobody's trying to restore you. What they say? Rehabilitation. Ain't nobody give it. Man, look, they don't care about that. They care about keeping you as incarcerated as long as they possibly can, backed up by their so-called law, their judicial system, their legal system that they put in place to help trap you up. Even though Esau has all the riches in the world, he still wants to continue that wealth. Even if it's destroying the lives of Israelite families. Because when you take away a father from his family, that family is not stable. All right? That family becomes destroyed because the man is the foundation of a family. Psalm 73 and 7, it says, "Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish." I mean, they have everything. This whole world is ruled by Esau, Edom. And they still want more. I mean, they have everything, literally. And they still want to gnash upon Jake. Matter of fact, this is let's go to the blue letter. I had to precept pulled up about that. The book of Psalms, Psalms chapter 10 and verse 2, it says, the wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Yeah, and we're the poor. Jake is poor because the Lord made us poor. All right, 1 Samuel 2 and 7 even tells you that. The Lord make it poor and the Lord make it rich. All right, excuse me. So we're poor because the Lord made us poor. And Esau takes advantage of us being poor and disadvantaged and like Jake say, disenfranchised. We're vulnerable, to be, preyed upon and to be, thrown into prison houses for petty things, and then what? We're gonna be left there, okay? And no one's trying to restore Jake. All right, none of you heathen come to our defense, and that's the reason why you're either gonna have a judgment in the kingdom of heaven. Not as worse as Esau, but you gotta have your share of slavery too. Okay, but Esau, you're not gonna have judgment with mercy. Let's get that. This is James 2 and 13. It says, for he shall have judgment without mercy that had showed no mercy, and mercy rejoices against judgment. You're not going to have judgment with mercy, Esau, because you have shown no mercy to us Israelites. All right. He even tell you in, what's that? Let's go to it. I believe it's Isaiah 47. Isaiah 47 and 6. It says, I was wroth for my people. I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. Because young or old, hey, you go into the prison houses. They lock you up if you're a so-called juvenile. Meaning, like, adolescent age, so to speak. I've seen Israelites get the death sentence, 12, 13 years old, which, we understand this knowledge, so we understand that you're an adult. And when you're 12, 13 years old, you're a whole grown adult. But Esau takes advantage of Jake overwhelmingly. All right. And this is the reason why payback is going to be so good, for us. And then we always tell you Israelites, hey, this is not our rest. All right, don't the scriptures say that this is not our rest? Let's get that. This is the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 10. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. Yeah, America was never meant to be our rest. It was only meant to destroy us and to correct us. All right. And it was never meant to, for us to live it up in this society. This society was set up for us to serve our punishment for our iniquities. Not for us to, wax and fat and kick up, and lay up and enjoy life, No, it was not created for that. And that's why we tell you, the return unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, because he the one that have torn us and he the one that's going to heal us. Remember, Esau gets his authority and power from the left-hand side. Does not the scripture say in the book of Romans, the 13th chapter, that the powers that be are ordained of the Most High? And it says that they bear not the sword in vain. So this is the reason why returning to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to benefit us. The Most High is in control. All right. This is not our rest, though. All you men of Israel, this is not our rest. We've only been afflicted here in America from the so-called Negro to the so-called Latino, so-called Native Americans. We all been afflicted here, robbed and spoiled, preyed upon day in and day out, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. This is all here in America, so-called America. And it's not going to change. Okay? It's not going to change. So those of you that want to think you can build a good life here in America by getting or creating economic wealth, you're going to go down a path of destruction, to say the least, you know. Proverbs 14:12, it says, there is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. You may think getting a good job, creating economic wealth is the right way, which ain't nothing wrong with wanting to get, create a better financial situation for you and your family. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's not something you should be totally focused on. You should be focusing on what Yahweh Bashim Yahushua wants you to do. All right, first of all, you need to return unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. That's the first thing. We as men of Israel, all right, the sons of Jacob, we need to return to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. That starts right. Well, that's the start of the healing process right there. See? You're too prideful to even turn back into Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right? You're too prideful. And that pride is going to destroy you. This is Proverbs 16:18. It says, pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. It says, better it is to be of an humble spirit, and it says, with the lowly, than to divide the spoil with the proud. So it's better to have a humble spirit. You better get rid of that pride, because we see what pride do. When you see men in the Lord teaching you about Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, it's better to humble yourself and acknowledge your offense. Because that's the whole reality of the situation. We all have offended. We all have our offenses towards the Heavenly Father. That's why the Most High said, if we will acknowledge our offense and seek His face, all right, we have to seek the Most High. Because all the counsels you come up with in the world, they don't last, they don't stand. But if the counsel be of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, then it stand. Because why? That's the source of our power. The Heavenly Father and the Son. That is the source that we need to go to. So, with that, I want to say, Lord willing, this video was edifying to those of you who may listen and tuned in. And I want to say shalom to the Akim and Abab Abal. Shalom.